Come on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're well. I hope you're good. Today you have evening brews with myself and my brother Amir. Amir, how are you, sir?
I'm doing really well, Dagul. I'm doing really well. How are you getting on, my brother? You
I'm
all right?
doing I'm doing good. Just you might hear my phone going off a bit. It's not Tottenham gossip. I haven't got a direct line to Paratio Lounge. I'm waiting for a call from the courier to pick up my passport. So I need my phone on. So I apologize if you hear it going nuts. But today's evening brews is going to be, it's not a lot of news, but there is a lot of gossip. And we're going to discuss gossip or comedy gold. Right, so we're going to get into a few things to address first, just to let people know as well. 9:30 UK time. You didn't get a morning brews, but you are going to get a double dosage of Tottenham on tour, because myself, Ben, and Ryan will be back with the group stage roundup and quarterfinal preview of the Euros. But let's just say hello to the people we have already in the chat. Eddie, big up to you, sir. Jacqueline, good evening to you. I can't remember who you got or if you're still in the sweepstake, but that will be getting revealed in the next show. Adrian with his new channel. This is a brand new channel, guys. If you get a chance, go give it a like and a subscribe. Adrian, Ellie, Chang, and Ian Meth. Craig Whiting, good evening to you. Andrew Gregory, good evening. My man, Chris Davison, big up. Lisa, big up to you, darling. Oscar Peters, big up to you. Wanyama in pajamas, still one of the best. That's a you do Fantasy Football League. That is a team name. And another good team name, Kulu's elusive right foot is with us, and my roomie Tom 81. Okay. So we're going to be talking obviously a lot about some rumours and some of three parts. They're comedy gold. We're going to have some fun with them, guys. So I hope you can have some fun with us as well. Scott M, big up to you, sir, a Canadian brother of mine. Amir, what is your normal outtake on all this silly season time of year and how transfers, the rumours and everything go round and round?
Look at this is the thing. The rumor mill's on fire, and it doesn't seem to stop. And you're linked with this person, you're seriously interested in this, you really like the look of this person. And then on the other side, you've got all the outgoings, right? So you start hearing Lo Celso to here, is Skip staying, what's going on that side of things. And to me, I don't really listen to any of it until I see something's done and dusted and a deal is done. Then I can start talking about it or getting excited about it. But when it's just rumors and things like that, I don't really pay too much attention to it. Although, having said that, like when we were chasing Pedro Porro and players like that, where the club's very interested, you kind of keep an ear out for those kind of ones. But yeah, I don't listen to too much of the chatter that goes on. And Colin, asking my question about
I was just about to bring that up. Let me get it up so people can see what the there you go.
Honestly, Colin, I was blown away, mate. I was absolutely blown away. I had an incredible time over there. Snowdonia, for anyone interested in visiting, it is absolutely stunning. The Ilan Valley as well, unreal. And if anyone wants to go to, lovely seaside towns and check out some beautiful beaches and scenery, then head over to Tenby. I mean, wow, Tenby is absolutely unreal. So yeah, I'll be back there next month as well, Colin. So I'm really looking forward to coming back to Wales. Absolutely, my socks were blown off. Honestly, stunning.
There you go, Tottenham on tour. Actually, is what you're doing actually for us. Indeed, so yeah, he's agreed with you. Obviously, a fellow countryman. So. He will agree with that. Wanyama Pajamas, I've seen your comment about striker. We'll deal with it at the end. I've seen you put it again. People, again, if you have questions, 3 ways of doing it. 1, put a Q and the dash so I can clearly see it so we can star it. at TOT and the minus signs we see it. Or if you're in a position to, like we always say, under no circumstance to do so. But if you want us to stop what we're doing and start speaking about it instantly, you can put in a super chat. Maxwell, good evening to you. Paddy is in the building. We've only been going 5 minutes. We've almost got 100 people in here already. So thank you so much for joining us at the later time. Right, so Paddy's in the room. And Paddy, it's good that Paddy's here because Paddy will be able to back me up on this, as will many others. But I know me and Paddy have had our go-tos, like when we started on Twitter. And Paddy and I didn't get on together. Now I speak to Paddy a bit. He's always here. I look at these transfers. This summer, I'm looking at transfers completely differently. And do you know what? I can't urge people to do this enough. And you'll see with what we're about to go through. I get a lot of hate come my way, a lot of abuse, a lot of whatever. And part of it is part and parcel. If you do this, you're active on Twitter, you're bigger, or you preach about the protesting, you preach about getting there, then you know you're going to get it. Just like people that aren't like me, that appreciate the board and whatever, get attacked. Well, a lot of it last year I got it for is because any single transfer rumour, whether it was good, the bad, the ugly, absolute nonsense.
The Raya saga.
Mate, whatever it was, I piss on it. The famous one when I went absolutely mental when we didn't get Raya. I was like, the club, cheap object. I went nuts and I got proved wrong, and rightfully so. And I put my hands up to it. But I've just been looking at it this year. I've said to myself, do you know what? My stance on the ownership isn't changing. And it certainly isn't changing anytime soon. But I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of every single rumour saying this ain't going to happen because Levy won't pay. This is going to happen because Levy is cheap. Oh, here we go, a saga. Here we go, this. It was so draining. Personally, mentally. And when I'm trying to discuss with people or debate with people how I feel about the board, I lose my argument. I lose my argument because I'm jumping and believing. I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a back seat. I'm only going to really have faith in Romano, your Ornsteins, your I can never say the Italian guys, Dimarzio, DiMarco. If someone in the chat puts his name in right, brilliant. But I'm getting sick and tired of seeing it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a step back. I do joke about with them in WhatsApp and whatever. That's private. That's me doing my jokey bit and whatever. But I'm not going to get sucked in on this. And I tell you what, stepping back and looking at the source, looking at what they're saying, it is so obviously bullshit. And we're going to get into these very, very soon. Just quickly, big up Vindaloo. The media are having a nightmare because they know nothing going to happen until Euro semis have finished. Vindaloo, do you know what? I don't even think. I think it's going to be sooner than that. Two things, and Amir, I'll get you to come on this as well. I'm looking at it as everyone is waiting for July the 1st because everything you spend right now is going on this year's accounts, as in current. July the 1st, bang, off we go. It's a fresh slate. I think it's going to happen. And I don't think it's the interest from until the Euro semis are finished. I think it's actually going to say once the team, like, for instance, let's just use Eze and Gallagher for an example. If England get knocked out Sunday, teams, not just Tottenham, teams that may be looking at England internationals will go, right, they're on their holidays, they're out, they can now speak. So what's your views on this, Amir, when things are going to start ramping up?
Do you know what? I think it could take actually a little bit longer than people expect. I mean, you've still got a few weeks into the Euros. So I think, people start talking, agents and teams will start contacting players as soon as those Euros are finished. And even then, a lot of these deals, you're looking at deal for Eze, deal for Gallagher and all these kind of players that, you're going to have multiple teams looking at them. So at the end of the day, some of those deals might take a while because they'll be talking to this club, to that club, to this agent, to that agent. So I wouldn't expect many deals to be done even by like the start of August kind of thing. We might see you know, kind of those big players, it getting done right, you know, a week or two before the start of the season. So yeah, I wouldn't expect anything too soon, to be honest with you.
This is it. I mean, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And the other thing I'll do before we start going into these, I started doing a bit of research today on Lange. Now, if you look at Aston Villa during his tenureship, those signings were made, and a lot of them, no one had a clue that it was coming. They kept everything so quiet. We've gone from Paratici, where obviously it's let's throw 10 names out and fill it down and get down to the one we get. Lange does things the complete opposite. It's under lock and key. It's in the shadows. It doesn't get out. And if it does, it gets out right near the end. So I think what we've gone from last year with the Paratici, where let's just throw loads of names up and just throw everyone off the scent. I think we're going through a time right now where we're not even leaving a scent. I think this is where we're at. People in the comments, feel free to chime in and have your say and everything. Again, smudges, leave it trying to save wages, buying players. Listen, the thing is, these are jokes that I would say. These are jokes that I was having a chat with someone today on Twitter. You've got to have a bit of sarcasm with this. You've got to have a bit of tongue in cheek. Even like I said, we're going to come to a story, and I'll tell you the tweet that I'll share the tweet that I put up, and I had some great interactions today, just with sarcasm with Spurs fans going, yeah, like today. And Paddy mentioned, why is everyone getting so riled up about this charity for dogs that they're doing? The jokes that are coming out. They're calling it Spaniel Levy and pasta pup glue. I put a tweet out where I said singing section 324, barking section 252. It's sarcasm and good taste. But Amir, we're going to start getting into this. Okay, so I'll bring out the first slide because we always begin at the first.
Let's do it.
And we're going to start with the one that Lee Harvey put up. Lee, thanks for always supporting the channel as a member. It's very, very appreciative. Remember, if people that are members, I don't know if you know this, where you go to put super chats, if you go to push super chat, you should get something that says milestone member chat. It gives you like a free 150 character super chat every single month that your membership renews. So if you ever want to put one of those in, it's like a super chat, but you get it free. So feel free to use that, people that may not have known. But Lee started, this broke yesterday, and apparently Newcastle have previously rejected a money plus Richarlison offer for Isak. I mean, in what world, if we look at this people and go, yes, Isak is a player. Listen, I think Isak is the best, apart from Haaland. Joe, I actually think Isak offers more as a player than Haaland's goals. I love Isak. As much as I want Gyökeres, he's the dream. He is the dream. I would absolutely adore him.
Keep dreaming, Dagul. Keep dreaming. It ain't happening.
In what world do people think and can believe that, put it this way, if we have put money plus Richarlison, it's not going to be enough to get it over the table. I joked about with Ben Daniel on We Are Tottenham TV, and I said, you know what? I must go because I'm about to put an offer of $75 on LeBron James's house. In what world are Newcastle gonna sell him to us with Richarlison in exchange?
It's not happening. This is it's another one of those things where it's just paper talk. It's, these guys are bored. Some of these journalists, the people that put things out there, they're just writing things for the sake of writing them, basically. So there's nothing behind it, to be honest with you. If we're all in dreamland, la la land, so why don't we go get Yamal, Kvicha, Nico Williams, and Vlahovic this window? Do you know what I mean? There's more likelihood that we get one of those than Isak. I mean,
you know what it is, Amir, as well. You look at it, and I have to say, Kulu's right foot is I agree. I think we need an upgrade on Kulu, 100%. you look at it right now with Newcastle. This is how these stories start gaining traction. Everyone knows Newcastle need to sell a player, or they need to for PSR. They need to get players off the book.
It won't be Isak.
The big two are Isak, Bruno, and Anthony Gordon. I'll say the biggest and probably the most expensive. They could just say Isak, and then obviously that gets thrown up. Isak himself has come out and said that he's happy with the big up Paul, that he's happy at Newcastle. He loves Newcastle. Yeah, Oscar, I'm inclined overall, and I think his stat was saying like 27 starts, 21 goals plus assist. I think Isak, and the goal he scored for Sweden in the friendlies before the Euros, not that Sweden are there. My God, I think he's incredible. But just to highlight how rubbish this rumour was, I don't know if people have seen it. I'm going to bring on the next slide. And the next slide is basically that tweet. I don't know if people can see it, but I'll just highlight what it is here. So it's the Spurs news basically repeating what DiMarzio said. And then Richarlison himself has gone underneath and put fake. Now, I don't know how much more truth you want or more reliable person than the man at the centre of this nonsense himself. I mean, in a ranking of 0 to 10 of this happening, 0 being obviously it's not happening, 10 being, oh, there's some truth to this, I would give this a minus 12,000. Where would you put it, Amir?
Yeah, it's down there, isn't it? I mean, it's just laughable, really. And when you look at it, you're saying about Newcastle's financial problems, and sure, they do have many issues, right? But they're not going to be looking to get rid of a player of Isak's quality. As well, you mentioned a player like Gordon, who just recently signed for them. There's no way, even if someone comes in with like 50, 60 million, 70 million for Gordon, they're not going to sell. They're looking to push forward and build on what they have. So I'm sure they'll be looking at other players to move on. This Isak thing, it's got no legs. Although the player is a phenomenal player, if the circumstances were different, then I would love to see him in the Spurs shirt. I think he's phenomenal, and I think he's going to go from strength to strength. He's a young player. He really is going to be the future of that Swedish side. And imagine the link up. Maybe him and Kulu could get Kulu.
Mate, you're forgetting someone else, a certain Bergvall.
Of course, him too. I can't wait to see Bergvall. I mean, the things he's been doing, I know it's in a lower league, but that guy just walks through players. He literally walks through players. It's unbelievable. So really hoping to see a bit of him start next season.
We'll go for a few of the comments before I bring the next one, because the next one has made me laugh, and I actually quote retweeted because I got annoyed, and it's someone I didn't think I'd get annoyed about. But you can't, Joe, what Wanyamas? I wouldn't be surprised. I'm surprised they haven't already, let's be honest. Vindaloo, I know Arsenal were thinking of about 85 million plus, Emil Smith-Rowe, but he's not agreeing personal terms. So, yeah, apparently him and Bruno apparently absolutely adore living up north. And we know how Shearer's probably a different person that I shouldn't have said. But well, in Newcastle, they adore you. They adore you, and you can you can walk across the Red Sea in Newcastle, or the North Sea, should I say, if you're doing well for Newcastle. Jim Spur 81, Spurs fans need to wake up quick. We're not going to get anywhere under these owners. Yeah, I don't think. Again, this show, Jim, totally with you. This for me, this show today is just a laugh at the transfer rumours. I agree with you, and they need to show me backing the manager for years and years and years to even get me to even think that they've changed. We've got Mark Cousins, saying straight from the horses, yeah. Richarlison. Richarlison basically confirms he's staying. No, one other from what? Okay, so what I'm hearing and what I've been told is Tottenham will listen to offers to him. There is a concern Spurs do have a concern over him, and it's his fitness and his reliability. And that's what's concerning them. If they will listen to offers. He doesn't want to go, or I don't think he wants to leave the Premier League. Let's put it that way. There may be other offers on the table, and he doesn't want to leave the Premier League. But I think if Spurs got an offer for him, and there was a replacement, we could go get a big replacement. We may do it, but it's all about if, when, and the time to get it done. Colin, yo, mate, and we know Newcastle fans would. And Michael, big up to you. I'm good. I'm starting to feel better and brighter. Still have my bad days, but we're getting there. I can see a lot of light at the end of the tunnel now. I hope you and yours are well. The next one, as I obviously I want to chuck Conor Gallagher rumours into room 101. I love Eze. I want Eze, but I'm now getting fed up. I am now getting fed up, and why I'm getting fed up is obviously every day it's a different bit of news, but it's the same news, just reworded, repackaged, rejiggled. Well, today Fabrizio Romano, and I quite retweeted Fabrizio's tweet. Tottenham really appreciate. We've gone to the word really appreciate now. I don't know if all you Spurs fans, the 169 of you in here, I know there's a couple of Arsenal fans, but I didn't know the 170 people in here, whether you support Tottenham or not. I think we all knew Tottenham want Eze. But today, apparently, we really appreciate him. And shock horror, Amir, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the problem at the moment will be the release clause. I mean, this is brand new information to me. What about you?
I mean, it writes itself, doesn't it? It's bananas. It's bananas. You know, if we were so serious about Eze, just go. You forget about release clauses, and you pay the money that the club will take for the player that you want. And you know, for me, we've made so many poor signings in the past, right? I don't even want to start to go through them and how much money we've thrown down the drain in the past. When you've got a player like Eze that's there, that's ready, that's already in London, that's looking for his next big move, his step up in football, you know, come start playing European football. Just go and get it done. Go and get it done. I mean, you put Eze in that squad, he walks into that first 11. He's one of the players that just goes straight into the first team. So for me, whether the release clause is this or whether it's that, you just need to be putting the money on the table, going getting your man, and then moving forward to other targets and just getting and preparing yourself for the preseason and for the next season under Ange.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to read rather than sharing it because it will just mug the screen up. I quite retweeted Fabrizio. Actually, I'm sorry, I actually quite retweeted the Spurs Watch, who are one of the I enjoy what they put out. They put out good stuff. So if anyone's looking for like one of those ITK kind of things that do put out good stuff, Spurs Watch are definitely one to watch. Funnily enough, so I simply put Spurs have stepped up their game and are moving from appreciating to really appreciating Eze. Stay tuned tomorrow, as we will be told that we've moved another run up the appreciation ladder. Hashtag slow news day. PS, the release fee is a problem. Shock horror. What news? It's got ridiculous. It's got ridiculous. We've heard that we appreciate him. We monitored our interest. We're about to submit. We're ready to make our move. And listen, this time last year, I would have quite retweeted that, going, Levy, you get this deal done, you cheap. Not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, don't bite, Dagul. Don't bite. Don't bite.
I mean, I said to you at the beginning, one of the three people I really trust are that Demartio, who put out the Tony one, Isak one, and has come out by Richarlison, fake. Romano is the one I think we all, football fans, there's three words we all look out for. It's the signal. And he's doing it. And listen, he's done it with many teams, with many transfers. It's his living. I get it. But it's like, come on, you make enough money. You have enough stories to tell with just adding a single word. And then obviously you've got Ornstein. And I don't really see Ornstein do this, so to speak. But the one, let's just go through some of the comments we've got, and then we'll go on to the next one. So we've got, I think we should keep Richarlison, need to build the squad, should be keep Richarlison and adding a striker. Well, kind of in the next one's a three-parter, and I just love it. I'm going to show the three-parter, and then we're going to break the three parts down individually. But it has to be shown as a three-parter, and you'll see why. The very next one, we need an upgrade on Richarlison, but usually we drag our feet. Michael, wouldn't be surprised if all these links to Isak are just for the purpose, for PR. Mate, this is what it is. This is what it is, and they know that we'll all jump on it. They know other clubs will jump on it, like the United fans probably would with the Glazers, although the Glazers, I would say, gave managers the resources. And the armour again, the PA they put... that made up rubbish about Richarlison to Newcastle to test if we... Yep, exactly. Gallagher is... I have to say, what I was going to say, the next rumours we're going to be talking about is obviously Ramsey from Aston Villa. So I'm going to bring... Here we go. Eze had an offer on the table from Liverpool but wants to stay in London. I'm pretty sure Arsenal aren't interested. Eze, just like City, still Tottenham a favourite. Yeah, exactly. We are favourite, but I actually think, with what we're going to talk about now, I actually think the Eze deal's done. I think the way Crystal Palace want it structured, I think Crystal Palace want it, pay the release fee, agree the terms of the release fee, whatever the down payment is, whatever. And Tottenham, this is just me. I haven't heard anything, or I think Spurs want to do it the normal way, where this is the fee, we'll pay you in instalments, take it or leave it. And Palace aren't budging.
They'll want a lot of that money up front because they'll want that money
50.
to spend. You know what I mean? So
they want 50 up front, and I'll bring up the three, and then, like I said, Amir, we're going to break it down. Lee, I've seen your question. We will edit, like I said, all the questions I see. I hope I haven't missed any. I will star them and then go for there. But if we look at this now, I'm going to go through the three. So we'll start here. Yesterday, world goes a little bit crazy. Tottenham are weighing up an improved bid for Aston Villa's Jacob Ramsey. Spurs' first offer was 20 million plus Lo Celso. So yesterday, it was Lo Celso and cash. This morning, it was the double raid of Ramsey and Jonathan David. Then, this afternoon, Paul O'Keefe, we haven't bid for Ramsey at all. So we've gone from Ramsey and Lo Celso and money, double raid of Ramsey and David, so there's been absolutely nothing. And again, all three of these tweets, I would have jumped on and gone absolutely mental at, and it just makes you look absolutely ridiculous because you're jumping on everything. Let's start. We're going to start with this one, Amir, and people in the chat. First of all, your thoughts on Ramsey, Amir, and then that offer, the 20 million plus a sale. So, guys in the chat, let's talk about this one first. We'll go through it bit by bit, and I'll bring up the tweets from the chats from each section. So let's start with Ramsey. Your thoughts on and the deal to Villa with Lo Celso plus 20.
So this is the thing, right? I think Ramsey's a decent player, and I think he's one for the future, and he very good technically, very good with the ball. But to be perfectly honest with you, when we're talking about players that come straight into that first 11, if we sign a player like Ramsey, does he get into our first 11? I don't think he does, and I think that we should be aiming a bit higher than that. For me, we should be aiming at players of a quality that can really help our team progress. So in a sense that, we struggled against low blocks. I'm looking at a player that can go past players, get dribble past 2, 3, 4 players and put the ball in the net. If anyone was watching that Georgia performance yesterday, I know I bang on about this player.
Oh, no, yeah, rightfully so.
But Khartatsvelia is unreal. Yeah, why not go to Napoli, who don't have European football right now, and say to them, you know what, we got this player Lo Celso here. Are you interested? How about we give you Lo Celso and 60, 70 million, and we bring Kvaratskhelia to Tottenham Hotspur? Because there's a player that I can, without a shadow of a doubt, say that he doesn't only improve our first 11. He comes in and he plays week in, week out, and he's taking players like, you know, he's then going to push players like Kulu's, Johnson's, Werner's, all these guys. He's going to push them to the next level because at the moment there's no one there testing them, showing them how to play football, showing them how to take on a man. I mean, what he did against Portugal yesterday, some of the dribbling was on a whole nother planet. So that's my stance when it comes to that. I don't want to see the players, you know, with full due respect to Ramsey, he's a good player, but he's not what we need to take us to that other level.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I actually really like him. I really, really like him. I think he's got the potential to be a good player, but that's the word again, isn't it? It's potential. If we bring in someone in that position, want better than what we have.
There you go.
Tony Crossamano has been in the building and has said that Ramsey 18 months ago was top class, completely right. Injury struck, but he is well worth a shout, I think. Lange has got, I think he is I think he is a good shout. Listen, whatever we think about, a good friend of mine, Gaz, is here. Yeah, mate, when we had an opportunity again, we should have struck there. Like we were saying, it's someone we should have gone for. Not in a million years are we getting this deal done now. But I think, again, you look at these parts. Is Ramsey surplus to requirements to Villa? We know Lo Celso pretty much is for Ange Postecoglou. We can't rely on him. We cannot rely on him, Lo Celso. If we could, I think he stays. Because I think he is a very good player. But again, it's putting two things together. And rather than coming up with 4, we're coming up with 5. And if you bring him Ramsey, I mean, where do you see him playing? In what? I mean, not replacing. What position?
I don't think he gets in the team. That's the thing, Dagul. I don't think he gets in our team at all. And that's why I don't think we should be looking at players of that kind of caliber. You know, if you even say a swap deal with Lo Celso, let's be serious. Is he better than Lo Celso? No, I don't think he is. I don't think he is, to be perfectly honest with you. And when it comes to Lo Celso, he's one that frustrates the living daylights out of me. Can we all take our minds back to that Etihad performance and that fantastic goal he scored against City? It's a world class finish. Yeah, the guy's got a lot of talent in his feet, but he simply cannot stay fit. And you know, that's why we're looking to move him on. So yeah, Ramsey, I'm sorry, can't see you even getting in the team.
I like Konza, Colin. I think Konza is a good defender. But what I will say,
we've got enough defenders. We need a left
centre back. We need a left centre back. To listen. I think the main person is Ashley Phillips.
Yeah, I don't think we need any more centre backs.
But I'll just with this. Gallagher to me is a hell no, and always has been. Eze is a hell yes. I am a big fan of Ugly Fish. I love Morgan Gibbs-White. I honestly think Morgan Gibbs-White could be a very important player. I think if he comes to Tottenham, he really could do well. But one thing I will say, and the biggest thing about this is we've seen what Wharton could do. There's 2 players in the Championship I would welcome at Tottenham Hotspur with open arms. One is Archie Gray at Leeds, and the other one is Hayden Hackney. Hayden Hackney, I think, is far too good for the Championship. I think I don't know if people know a lot about Hayden Hackney or have seen him and what they thought. I would welcome both Hayden Hackney and Archie Gray to Tottenham. Well, what's your thoughts on Hayden Hackney or Archie Gray? I mean, if you know anything about them.
Yeah, no, I think they're great up and coming prospects, and I think the players that we should definitely be having a look at. Whether they're the ones to take us to that next level, I'm not too sure. Maybe they're ones more for the future.
Yeah.
But I think, when it comes to those types of players, we have to be on it. If Ange can see Hackney in a few years developing into the player that can, take us forward, then why not go and sign him now? And maybe if he's not going to be part of the team this season, you can always loan him back, give him more experience, get him into a Prem side. For me, the up and coming talent, the not what's gonna change our ability to break down teams and to get over the line. For me, you've got to buy proven quality. I've said it once, I say it again. It's about getting players that get into that first 11, that improve that first 11, and that keep other players on their toes. So, we're talking about the likes of Eze, phenomenal, right? Why haven't we seen him enough for England as well? He's hardly kicked the ball, hasn't he? I mean, it's crazy. So when it comes to Gray and Hackney, fantastic young players, a lot of talent there. Should we be signing maybe one of them? Yeah, possibly. But again, that's going to have to be with a lot of other talent on top of that in this window.
The way I feel, and Oscar, Somerville I rate, but if we had to get someone from Leeds, it's Archie for me. But what I would say with some of these deals, I kind of think it's more important. I'd rather get the deal done. Let's just say we went for either one of them and just pretend it's player X we got. To stop them going to another Premier League club or whatever, I would love to just, if we could, if we had the way to do it, buy one of them, whichever one it may be, and give them back to Leeds or Borough respectively for the year. Say, right, you're not part of, you have another year under the Championship under your belt, mature a bit.
That could be great. I think something like that could really, a deal like that could be fantastic. Something like that would really help us out. Someone like Hackney, just loan them straight back. Let them get that experience in and go from there. But I do want to see us push the boat out this summer. I think with Ange, you've got to give him that talent. For me, the last season, that front three, just things we weren't looking ruthless enough up top.
Yep.
So we need players that can unlock that low block, unlock defenses, and most importantly, finish their dinner and score goals. So hopefully Ange gets that. I don't know if you heard, Dagul. Ange has been doing a bit of the commentating on ITV.
I haven't seen it. I know he's been there. I haven't watched ITV.
So interestingly enough, he's really been praising youth, and he's been saying how England should be playing more with the youth, young players. So I'm kind of wondering, what young players are we going to see next season come through? Because I also think that we're kind of sleeping on that side of things, and I do think we've got a few youngsters coming through that should get a chance to be in that squad and be involved, considering we got so many games.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go on to the second part of the Jacob Murphy trilogy, and just so we can refresh our minds, the 221 people in here now, thank you again for spending the evening with us. Anyone wanted to know and watch the Euro build-up show, we're doing a group stage review and quarter or last 16 preview at 9:30 UK time. So if you want to join in, you're more than welcome. But the second part of this is Tottenham plot, new Jacob Ramsey bid, and so it's the same story as we covered Jacob. Sorry. Wait a minute. Let me just see if. No, that's not my passport, people. I don't think. 1 second. Hello. Okay, I'll be 2 seconds. 2 seconds. It is my passport. Amir, just speak a bit about Jonathan David. I'll be literally a minute, bro.
No worries. Go get your passport. Go sort out your business, Dagul. So I want to know what you guys think about Jonathan David, because I really like the looks of him. I think he's a player that could really improve our attack. And if we can get a good deal on him, I think that'd be a player that I'd like to see come through the door. Big up-and-coming talent, young, fast, pacey, and I think he will improve our first 11. I think he gets in ahead of some of the likes of your Werners, Kulus, Johnsons. So for me, he's a player that I'd love to see bring in. So if we sign someone like him, and on top of that, an Eze, I think then we're starting to really kind of build that attack and have those players coming in and out of the team and really going all out. Because at the end of the day, we've got, we're going to have 50 plus games next season. Hopefully, we've got to go deep in Europe, and we're going to need all the help we can get. And after seeing last season, the amount of injuries we've got to be stacked in that squad. So for me, Jonathan David will be one that I'd bring in. Let me know what you guys think about the player, because I've been impressed. I've been impressed by what he's doing, and he's having a good Copa America as well so far. So definitely one to keep an eye on, Jonathan David. So yeah, I've just been singing his praises, Dagul. Basically, he's one that I would bring in. I like the look of him.
Matt, big up, brother. I hope you're good and well. Right now, I can turn my phone on silent. I had to, honestly, my passport has run out, so I can't leave the country. And I can't enter the country till I get my English passport back so I can get my PR. So at the moment, I can't leave the country, whether I wanted to or not. But now that's all started right. Yeah, Jonathan David, obviously I get to see him a lot more than a lot of people, because unless you're deep into your French league or you like to watch the Canadian national team, and my number one Canadian pick, as everyone will know, is Tajon Buchanan. I think the guy's hopefully one day Premier League bound and hopefully in a Spurs shirt. Jonathan David is a very good player. But I got into a few, I wouldn't say debates, but discussions on Twitter during the week since the name came back up. And they're going, well, how can we go from Kane to him? And I'm like, do you know what? As Tottenham Hotspur fans, we have to realise Harry Kane's gone. You're only getting a Harry Kane suitable replacement unless you go buy an Mbappe, a Haaland, or one of the elite, which we're not
irreplaceable. He's irreplaceable.
Exactly. We're not doing it. So now it's like, how do we move on without him? Is Jonathan David a player and go, yeah, that's going to get me pumped, that's going to get me excited? No, obviously not. And I understand why. A lot of people go, it's 25 million, it's cheap. Well, it's only cheap because it's the last year of his contract. Oh, but he's Canadian. Canadians aren't the best at football. No, they're not, but they're getting there. Alphonso Davies is playing at Bayern Munich. He is a very good player. He's got pace. He's got power. He can play on the wing. And when I try to explain to people what some of his pros and cons are, I said one of his pros with his finishing is he's like Jermaine Defoe, as in instinctive. If you give him a shot and no time to think about it, he will be as lethal as like a Jermaine Defoe. But if you give him time on the ball to run through, he'll always be like, do I dink it? Do I round the keeper? Do I blast it in the top corner? Do I caress it into the bottom? And that's what I've been saying. Then obviously, what's he gone and done? He went and played for Canada against Peru, and he scored the exact goal that I said he's useless at. So Jonathan David, I think around the Tottenham team and the right players around him can be incredible. We bought Gareth Bale. I'm not saying he's Gareth Bale-less, but there's plenty of players we bought.
His numbers are good as well. His numbers are good.
It's the French league. People will say the same thing, Amir, with the Dutch league, like the Janssens and whatever.
You play what's in front of you.
Exactly. Jonathan David, he isn't the great Tottenham player. Oh, sorry, he isn't the great. Oh my God, I'm gonna get so impressed. I'm so happy and pumped. I think with the correct people, Jonathan David can do very, very well. And then we'll wrap this part up and then go on to the questions. We've got a few questions. Obviously, Paul O'Keefe then comes out and says, no formal bid for Ramsey. So, again, it just goes to show, and I'll say it again. A day like today, the last 24 hours, I would have angered so many people. I anger a lot of people for what I put on Twitter anyway because of my stance on the club or the board. But I would have gone from being annoyed that, I don't know if I say annoyed, going mad about the Lo Celso Ramsey. Then I would have been tweeting about the David, and then I'd be like, well, that was absolutely pointless because now someone else has come out and said, well, there's no deal to be done, or no deal has been done. Listen, the main part of this show was like, listen, well, I know how frustrating it is for everyone. We all want to see. Completely, Gary. Completely, he's known. But the thing is, there's a lot of people that are now, oh, he's Canadian. Oh, it's the French league. I think we're one of the only clubs where our fan base will argue about anything. Like literally, I could come on this stream right now and say, goodbye, guys. Have a good Friday tomorrow. And people will argue that it's not Friday tomorrow in our fan base because we just love to argue. All it is obviously just keep an eye. When you see this on Twitter, people will know how heavily I reacted. It's not worth it, and a lot of it is bullshit. What Gary just said, yeah, O'Keefe has access to news, but nothing like he did 10 years ago. I think I had Twitter 10 years ago, but I used it to follow celebrities. The only time I started using it as a platform really was with Tottenham on tour when I started Tottenham away. Right, let's go through the questions, Amir. Okay, so we've asked the one about the Colin asked you about how Wales was. 1 year in pajamas. Why are we not signed a striker yet? Or one is needed. Surely we will have players lined up. Surely we're not scouting players in Euros where prices go up. Where do you feel on where we might be going, or what's going on with the striker search, Amir?
To be honest, I don't even know if we're in for a striker, David. To tell you the honest truth, I can see a chance of us not even signing a striker, going for other positions.
I think a striker comes. I do. I think again with Jonathan David. I think Jonathan David's incoming. I know Chelsea United.
You think he's actually coming? Really?
I think I've been hearing this go on since January. There's rumours Chelsea, West Ham, and that Man United are in for him. But I can see this happening with Tottenham. I can see it. But if he does, I want another striker. And again, it depends. If Richarlison does go, then we obviously need. Even if Richarlison stays and Jonathan David comes in, Jonathan David could also play a lot in the wing. So we need. I think exactly. So I think David comes, but we need another striker as well. But he can play there. We spoke about Isak being that's got to be the whopper of the day. Lee again. Amir, do you think Lange has some unknown signings up his sleeve?
Do you know what? I'd love if he did, but the truth is, unless I see it, I got to see it to believe it. So if he does have any, secret signings, any, talent that we don't know about, the next like Dele Alli from League One that will cost us 5 million and come in and be brilliant. I'd love that to be the case. I'd love it to be the case, but I got to see it. Yeah,
Andrew's coming as well. Big up to you, mate, all the way in Mexico. If you want to see youth given a chance, I think we were talking earlier, Andrew, before you came in. That Andrew's been talking about the youth a lot in the Euros on UK TV. I still think we're a couple of years away. You might see a Mikey Moore get more minutes. You might see a Bergvall.
Well, here's the thing, though, Dagul, right? I had the privilege of going to see these under-21s quite a few times last season. And in actual fact, there's so much talent there.
Oh, completely.
And the way Angie's talking, I can see a few of them being in the squad. I'm not saying they're going to see loads of minutes and be, starting games.
Be more involved.
But I can see them being more involved. Look, honestly, the ones that I would say are coming through are your likes of your Donnellys. He's looking class. Lancashire maybe needs a loan, but he's also looking phenomenal. He was banging in goals left, right, and centre last season. You've got Hall as well, phenomenal player. And then you've got your Dorringtons and those guys as well coming through, centre-backs coming through, Phillips. So there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of talent. And, of course, like you said, Mikey Moore. Will he be in the squad or will he get a loan? It's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, it will be. I'm starting to feel better. I'm taking it each day as it comes. I did it a couple of weeks ago where I went on so many streams back to back to back to back, and by the weekend I had I wouldn't say a relapse, but let's just say it wasn't a pleasant few days. So slowly but surely. What I will say with strikers, the question was about the with Ange having players up his sleeve. Land, sorry. I think he does. Like we were saying before, Lee, I think he is doing everything so quietly. He's moving in the shadows, whereas Paratici likes to operate in plain daylight and throw names all over the place to throw people off the scent. I think Lange is, whether they're of a high standard or elite or the caliber, that remains to be seen. But I think there are a few signings up his sleeves. We've got a couple of questions, Amir. We'll go through them. Shem, good afternoon, Brian Amir. Hope you're good today. Are we going to sign anyone this year? So fed up. Because there's more of a comment. Do you know what it is, Shem? And like I said, people, whether you want to try and do what I'm doing, like I said, people, my stance on the board hasn't changed. They need to do a lot to change it. But I used to get so riled up and so angry and so volatile, and it would ruin my days, my nights. I'll be pissed off when one story becomes fake an hour after. That I just don't look at them. I can see them. I'll laugh at them. I'm not getting involved though. I'll comment on the odd one here and there, but I'm not falling for this nonsense anymore. I mean, Amir, you don't really do Twitter, do you at all? So you haven't got.
I don't go anywhere near it, Dagul, and I never have, never wanted to. Yeah, that's just. I've seen what it does, and I've seen the kind of hate and stuff that's on there, and your viral responses and all that kind of. I'm not into it.
But do you know what it is? Before we get to the final question, I'm not going to name names, but I can see 4 or 5 people in this chat that this time last year they were quote retweeting me, calling me all the names under the sun, or taking the piss out what I'd put, and then I'd quote retweet. There's 4 or 5 of them in this chat right now, the 230 people. But now I talk to them regularly on Twitter with respect, with humour.
Well, that's how it should be done, Dagul. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I think if a tool like Twitter, if it works well, then it should be done in that way. And if it's done in that way, then it's absolutely fine. It can be a great tool. My issue is with people using it in the wrong way. That's why I've never ever got involved with it. That's
the thing, and that's the way I've done it. And do you know what? I've actually made some really good friends out of it, just because I've seen, and not just me, that these people have apologised for some of the things they've done. I've had to, for the way I react. It's like, you know what? Why am I arguing with you? We all want Tottenham. We may see things completely differently. But I'm not going to spend my life having a Twitter war and bitch this and then mass people come in to defend me because it's Levy out, and then other people come in and it's like, oh no, you're happy. It's not worth it. I just want to, so like I said, there's 4 or 5 people in this very chat that I now speak to. A couple of them that I've spoken to today in a very, very like as a friend. So it's much easier if you don't swallow all this nonsense. And the final one is from Ryan McFarlane. Big up, Ryan. Where do you think we need to strengthen most? What department, or just let's say defence, goalkeeper, midfield, strikers, or forwards?
So for me, it's midfield and forwards. Your 6. We need a 6, a quality 6. This guy Wanyama in pajamas. We need a Wanyama. If we had Wanyama in this team, oh boy, be scary. And yeah, for me, the wingers as well. We need upgrades on those wingers.
Yeah, well, I don't just mean you, Gary. I mean, he's called it out. This man here was someone that we just could not. We would see each other and it's red rag to a bull. Spoken to this guy today. Had a conversation with him privately. It's so much easier. It's so much easier. We may not agree on certain things, but hey, what is the point of all the bitchiness, the nonsense, and everything, when you can literally just get on with people? And Gary, honestly, I even sent him a voice note where I actually said to him, I appreciate and respect where where we are now. He said the same thing. And that's what it's all about. But I'm going, you know what? I think it's midfield. I'm going midfield that needs the complete. I can't see our midfield right now where you might say Maddison because Maddison is the creator. But I think those positions are up for grabs. And I think the other ones that you look, Lacelta's up for sale, Højbjerg's up for sale. You got Benson Corsar, I love, but he needs someone to go, right, I'm going to push you for your place. Yeah. So I can't really push who it's going to be. But on that note, we are going to wrap it up. Like I said, we will be back at 9:30. Me, Ben, and Ryan Isaacs to do the Euro group stage roundup plus quarterfinal preview. But Amir, it's always a pleasure, brother. Where can people find you next?
Well, you can find me on here, of course, and you can also find me over on with the lads, with Ben and Sim on We Are Tottenham TV for some of the commentary next season. And I've got my own channel, the Olive Branch Podcast, that I'm going to be trying to start doing content again once I can slink away from work a little bit more and have some more time for the old podcast. So hopefully I'll be getting back to doing a bit of that as well soon. So thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a real pleasure, Brian, as always, lad. Yeah. And look, let's hope that, the next time we're on screen, we'll have an actual here we go and some actual news and not just rumors and paper talk and that kind of thing.
There you go. And like Paddy said, nothing wrong with good, solid, healthy, respectful 100%. Debate. So like I said, just to let people know, by the way, I've just seen a name here. Pele 10, Mr. Brazil. How you doing, mate? We need to have a catch up. It's Canada Day Monday, so I'm going to be family all day. Let's try and chat over the weekend or tomorrow. Send me a message and let me know if you're free. Just so you know, tonight, like I said, the Euro show. Tomorrow morning, Bruce is back with Dave and Ben. Then it'll be Dave's transfer show on Friday. There is no evening brews. Friday is transfer day. Once the window shuts, Bride Island and Dave have a wicked show lined up to take over the Friday evenings, UK time. Over the weekend, we won't be on. Keep an eye out for something, though. That's all I'm going to say. Keep your eyes peeled on the channel over the weekend. More to be revealed by Dave tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled over the weekend is all I will say. Everyone, whatever you do, have a great weekend. Whatever you do, family, friends, whatever it may be. Try not to fall asleep during England. Go on, Amir.
If you're in England, enjoy the nice weather because it's actually hot over here now, Dave.
Yeah, I've heard this rumor, but I've heard that within the next couple of days it's going to change. Is that right?
I don't know. Look, I don't know about it changing. All I know is that the last few days have been the nicest days we've had all year. So soak up that sun, guys, while it lasts.
There you go. Because if England are coming home Monday, then it's going to be raining. We will be back on Monday. That's what I was going to say. Monday, I will be doing Anglo management with Ben. I won't be available evening brews because it's Canada Day and there's fireworks and everything going on, so we'll be out. But guys, thanks for joining. Whatever you do, have a great evening. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, Levy out.